Like a hothouse in a botanical garden, the Huddersfield Contemporary Music Festival nurtures the most exotic blooms in the garden of contemporary music. Last night offered a particularly choice specimen. In the grungy surroundings of an old cotton mill, the German avant-garde group Zeitkratzer, the name means something like Timescraper, played their own arrangements of music by those 70s pioneers of electronic pop Kraftwerk. However, this wasn't the technicolor dreaminess of Kraftwerk's hits like Autobahn and Trans-Europe Express. This was the early Kraftwerk of 1970, when the musicians were under the spell of avant-gardists like Stockhausen, and in love with the new electronic gear. So, we were listening to a recreation for acoustic instruments made in 2016 of pop made in 1970 by musicians who wanted to be electronic avant-gardists. Confused. I certainly was, especially at the moment in harmonica, when the three-string players lofted a guileless major chord higher and higher. For a dizzying moment we seemed to drift into the prelude to Wagner's Lohengrin, a reference I doubt those groovy, loon-panted German musicians of 1970 had in mind. Still, the string pizzicatos and twittering bird sounds of Wellenlange cast a dreamy spell, and in Ruckzuck this small bunch of string, wind and brass players, plus drum kit and keyboards, made a good stab at evoking a proper heavy rock backbeat, with a bit of discreet help from the guys at the back at their mixing desks, adding a touch of authentic reverb. German ensemble Zeitkratzer, performing its Kraftwerk program, credit Brian Slater HCMF. Intriguing though it was, the fact that in the end the musicians had to be helped out by electronics did make me wonder what the point of it all was. Much more satisfying were those moments elsewhere in the festival where the electronics were used alongside familiar instruments in a genuinely creative way. The title of Carola Bauchholt's Laufwerk, meaning disc drive, promised something chilly and electronic. The performance by Ensemble Modern revealed something amusingly human, evoking her own memories of noise-making with bits of wood and metal as a child. Shuffling and scraping rhythms over the speakers mingled with sounds from the live players in a slyly witty way, ending with a deflating crash of a woodblock. Best of all these acoustic instrumental pieces was James Dillon's fascinating Tanzhaus, sensitively performed by Red Note Ensemble. This unfolded with unhurried magnificence, with passages of agitation, a keening expressivity from the instruments rising from the slow surge around it, like islands in a dark sea. But not every piece needed such elaborate technical means. Two piano pieces from American composer Linda Catlin Smith, Beauty, played by Evie Goyen, showed how much undiscovered richness still lurks within the familiar grand piano when it's played in the time-honored way at the keyboard, instead of tormenting its viscera with a plectrum. In nocturnes and chorales, gently furled chords which came close to Debussy were offset with a told note that seemed to come from miles away. The familiar and the strange joined hands, in a beautiful and unsettling way. Hear the Kraftwerk concert for 30 days on the BBC iPlayer and other music from the Huddersfield Festival on the 25th of November, 2009, the 16th of December on BBC Radio 3.